Alright, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and today I'm here to talk about Kenny Pickett being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. But before we get into this, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to be talking about the NFL all offseason long, so let's get right into it. So, Kenny Pickett has been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are getting Kenny Pickett in pick 120, and the Steelers are getting pick number 98 and two 2025 seventh round picks. So, this is basically similar to what the Commanders got in the Sam Howell deal, except the Eagles were never going to trade for Sam Howell, and the Commanders were definitely never going to trade him within the division, even though I think Howell is better than Pickett. But regardless, this is a good move for the Steelers. I'm really excited about this. I'll talk about the Philadelphia side of this later, but I'm just really thrilled that the Steelers finally ripped the Band-Aid off and finally did something like this. So, Kenny, if we're being honest, he has not done anything since he's been in the league. Looked to be wildly overdrafted just because the 2022 quarterback class was very, very weak. He definitely hasn't been enough. He definitely hasn't done enough in the league to legitimately think he should be starting over a guy like Russell Wilson. And we're not even talking about the good Russell Wilson. We're talking about current Russell Wilson. Current Russell Wilson who has a good deep ball, but pretty much only checks down and cannot throw over the middle of the field. Like, even Russell Wilson over the past 2 years has been much better in everything except for wins than Kenny Pickett. And frankly, most of Kenny Pickett's wins were just him keeping it close and the defense doing their thing. But there was never going to be a quarterback competition, at least one of serious legitimacy, in Steelers training camp. And the day they signed Russell Wilson, that became very, very clear. And in a situation where money does not matter, the only thing that you were going to do to influence Russell Wilson's choice of his next team was promise him a chance to start. And he's not good. He is not going to be a good quarterback, especially in the AFC North next year. He'll be fine for what they need. He'll be a fine game manager. He'll be able to throw it to Warren. He'll be able to probably hit George Pickens on a deep ball once or twice in a big game, and that'll completely revitalize the Pittsburgh Steelers. But down to down, he's not a good quarterback, but he's still better than Pickett. And if you're Kenny Pickett, a fresh start as a backup is in your best interest. And recouping whatever value you can for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a quarterback or player who I personally would not give any value for if I was an NFL GM, it's probably the best thing you could have done. And I don't think Pickett had any real say on where he was going to go. So the Steelers just took whatever the best offer was. And the thought of someone as bad as Pickett being able to choose where they play to demand a trade, or not even to choose where they play, but be able to demand a trade is hilarious. And it seems like Kenny Pickett, regardless of what happened, was going to be on the outs with the team, and Tomlin telling him what he wanted to hear until they got the Russ deal done. But with how Kenny Pickett handled Week 17 and refusing to suit up as the emergency backup quarterback, and how the vets talked about him, I am not surprised. He clearly wasn't good. He has a lot of growing up to do. He's 26 years old and has shown absolutely nothing in the NFL. Let me just say, I don't think Pickett's a first-round talent. I didn't think he was. There's a video on my channel, you can literally look it up, saying Kenny Pickett is good but limited. He had a very limited ceiling, and those guys never made sense to me, especially in the bloodbath that is the AFC North, especially at 20th overall. And 2022, it was a really top-heavy class, but it was pretty loaded at some other positions. But I don't know. For a lot of Steelers fans, I've seen them be supportive of Pickett. I got flamed about a month ago for saying Kenny Pickett does not deserve another chance. But I try to remain unbiased. I'm all about giving guys a chance in this league. Even though I think a player sucks or could suck entering the league in a rookie's case, I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt because they have families to support and they have legacies to build. And you're only going to get one shot at becoming a legit NFL starting quarterback. So on a human level, I want everybody to succeed in the modern NFL, because when I watch Ravens versus Steelers, I don't want to watch the Steelers offense put up 10 points a game. I don't want to watch them, I don't want to watch just absolute mismanagement and absurdity from the offensive side of the ball. Now, luckily, I did think Arthur Smith was going to be better for the Steelers than Matt Canada, but I don't know. He's bad. Pickett's bad. He misses passes. He misses wide open plays. He panics under pressure. There's been nothing that he has shown in the NFL that shows he is better than a guy like I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there, but there's been nothing that he has shown that proves that he is better than a guy like Jameis Winston, a guy like Jacoby Brissett, a guy like Jarrett Stidham. And yes, none of those quarterbacks are good. That's why they're backup quarterbacks. But at least those guys know what to do when they get thrown into the fire. Yeah, I don't know. Kenny Pickett is just nothing above a mid-tier backup on a good day. And I'm not going to be surprised if he spends the rest of his career as a third string, especially behind Mariota. And Mariota, he has not played a good stretch of football where his team has actually won games since, 2016, 2017? And I think he's worlds better than Kenny Pickett. But yeah, anybody else would have been an upgrade over Pickett, though. He started in 1 game, and no, the Steelers should not trade for Justin Fields. There is literally no market for Justin Fields, but I don't know. If he could hand the ball off, if Kenny Pickett could hand the ball off for the Eagles and hit a couple mid-range passes to A.J. Brown, to Devontae Smith, to guys like Dallas Goedert, maybe even hit Saquon Barkley down there somewhere, that could be enough to win a game or two if Jalen Hurts does happen to go down. Knock on wood. But I think it's time we discuss the fact that Jordan Addison legitimately made Kenny Pickett. Jordan Addison tricked the NFL world into thinking that Kenny Pickett was worth a first-round pick. And yeah, so that basically does it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.